On the Italian island of Sardinia, there is a delicacy that has been consumed for thousands of years. It is known as the world's most dangerous cheese. Yeah, you heard right. Meet Simone Iba, a third-generation sheep farmer.
Abbiamo circa 250-300 pecore che produciamo latte. Una parte di questo latte lo utilizziamo per fare del formaggio casumarzu.
Casumarzu literally means rotten cheese, and it's not for the faint of heart, because this cheese is infested with thousands of live maggots. And while that might seem a bit off-putting at first, it's the maggots that give the cheese its distinctive texture and flavor. Here's how it works. First, a traditional wheel of pecorino cheese is made from sheep's milk. Then, a special fly called a cheese fly is allowed to lay its eggs in it.
In una quarantina di giorni la forma sarà completamente invasa dalla mosca casearia e dalle sue larve.
Over the course of 2 to 3 months, the maggots eat the cheese and then excrete it out again, transforming it into the soft and creamy casumarzu.
Per il sapore piccante e il sapore diverso, gusto pastoso, glielo dà il lavoro che fa la mosca.
Today, it's a favorite for special occasions like weddings and birthday parties. But eating this cheese can be dangerous.
Secondo qualcuno il verme continua a vivere all'interno. Non è così, se no saremmo pieni di vermi noi, perché ne mangiamo da una vita.
Even though cases like this are extremely rare, it's risky enough that the cheese is illegal to sell. But farmers like Simone continue to make it for themselves.
Sono pochi quelli che fanno ancora il formaggio marcio, però l'ho sempre conosciuto. Mio nonno l'ha conosciuto, i miei nonni, i miei zii.
And they just can't get enough.
Formaggio marcio, col prosciutto, una fettina di melone e la morte è sua.
Cork! It's the miracle tree bark that's found in everything from baseball bats to spaceships. But it's best known as the last obstacle in your journey to drink wine. Yes, sometimes decorking can feel like a chore. No, I'm not talking about popping open a wine bottle. I'm talking about how cork is harvested in the first place, by these guys. Manual cork harvesters in Portugal. It's a job so difficult and yet so artful. Machines have yet to render it obsolete. Welcome to Portugal, where cork is the national tree. Cork is native to the Mediterranean basin, but nowhere does it grow more than here.
Portugal have 35% of all cork trees in the world. This tree needs very special conditions of humidity and hot weather.
Since cork trees can live for 200 years, Gonçalo's trees are the exact same trees his parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents also cared for.
The cork harvesting is a process that can only be done by hand. The men work always in team of two. First, they cut the tree like a tailor. They draw the tree with several cuts to open the cork. When they throw the axe, they also twist the hand to open the cork. After that, with the side of the blade, they will open and separate the cork from the tree.
Como eu costumo dizer, isto sai do cabedal. Porque andar aqui 8 horas, com 40 graus de calor, com formigas, com sujidade, chegamos ao fim do dia completamente desgastados.
Isto vem passando de geração para geração, derivado à maneira de ensino pelos cortes nas árvores, para não ferir as árvores. Ao longo destes anos todos, só o que mudou foi a escada que era de madeira passou a ser alumínio.
The men learn from quite young to just cut the cork and doesn't cut the layer of the cork tree. If the man cut the layer, that's a problem. They will harm the tree and open an entrance for bugs and other diseases.
Once a tree is harvested, it won't be cut again for another 9 years. This keeps the bark healthy and the harvest tradition alive for the generations to come.
Through all our generations, we take care of our trees like we take care of our sons. This is very important for us.
Let's say you're a cheese producer, and you need a loan because you want to buy a tractor or food for your cows or really just about anything. There's a bank in Italy that will take your cheese and give you cash. This is the story of 3 men and millions of dollars worth of cheese. Meet Mauro.
Ciao.
He's a cheese producer in the Emiliano region of Italy. He produces Parmigiano Reggiano, the so-called king of cheese.
La latteria produce 60 forme di formaggio al giorno per un totale circa 20.000 forme all'anno.
20,000 wheels? Holy cow, that's a lot of cheese. When Mauro or another cheese producer in this part of Italy needs a loan, they go to Credito Emiliano, a big Italian bank. And like any bank, Credito Emiliano needs collateral for their loan.
Così io gli do il mio formaggio.
And to do that, he talks to Fausto.
Ciao,
He works for Credito Emiliano.
siamo una banca tradizionale e siamo anche una banca attiva a sostegno dei produttori del Parmigiano Reggiano.
Parmigiano Reggiano is a special kind of cheese because it needs to be aged for 18 to 36 months, and a wheel can be worth thousands of dollars, making it a safe long-term investment for the bank.
La decisione di utilizzare il Parmigiano Reggiano per questo tipo di programma di garanzia è semplicemente dovuta al fatto che questo è il prodotto tradizionalmente tipico, per non dire nel tempo forse quasi unico di questo territorio.
To be clear, the bank doesn't store the valuable cheese in its vaults next to gold bars and stacks of cash. They have a special cheese warehouse down the road filled with thousands and thousands of wheels of cheese. That's where Roberto comes in. He's the general director of the Tagliate General Warehouses. That's where Credito Emiliano stores their cheese.
Noi ci prendiamo cura del formaggio per conto dei clienti.
Roberto and his team take care of more than 300,000 wheels of cheese. That's currently worth more than 160 million euros. Without proper care, cheese could lose its value.
Tuteliamo l'investimento dell'azienda produttrice, quindi dalla mucchia fino alla banca.
Well, Roberto, sounds to me like the cow, the bank, and the cheese are in good hands.
The average visitor to Napa doesn't look at vineyards and think of barn owls. They think of wine and wine tasting, but owls are really part of this whole process. Walking up to an owl box and hearing the babies hissing is pretty scary sounding. And then you just pull out this little fluffy owl. They're gonna grow up to be rodent-devouring machines. My name is Carrie Wendt. I'm a wildlife biologist. I've spent the last couple years driving around visiting hundreds of owl boxes on 65 vineyards in Napa Valley to better understand how barn owls and vineyards can coexist. Without owls, the rodent population would explode and they would cause a lot more damage to vineyards. But here's a couple of skulls I pulled out of the box. This is proof that they're eating rodents. Using barn owls to reduce rodent populations on vineyards is the alternative way to kill rodents. Grow up to be big and strong, eat lots of gophers. The mainstream conventional way of killing rodents is to apply rodenticides. And rodenticides are really harmful, so using owls is definitely the sustainable, eco-friendly way to reduce rodents. You have to have a special permit to have these bans and to be able to ban birds. Each band is an individual number, so it's an individual identification for that one bird that won't ever be on a different bird. My colleagues are currently using GPS tags and motion detecting cameras to paint a fuller picture of how barn owls may provide pest control services in vineyards. We're banning them to see where they're nesting. When we capture the adult birds to put GPS trackers on them, we want them to stay as calm as possible, so we put an adorable hat over their eyes. You want to put that on her? We found this silly owl hat and we thought it was perfect. There are so many opportunities for vineyard owners to enhance wildlife habitat on their vineyards that's mutually beneficial. And I think providing barn owl nest boxes on vineyards is a perfect example of how that relationship can flourish.